please.
Thank you. Thank you for the word. I'm Marina Zanne from the Faculty of Maritime Studies and Transport from Portorož, University of Ljubljana, and I will very briefly present what we were doing within the Captain project. I will not go into the results, I will just describe what we were doing and what we started from. Within the Easy Way project, together with the University of Sarajevo, University of Belgrade, and the region of Istria, we were working on 6 reports, having the goal to provide the situation on the current state of the terminals in the Adriatic-Ionian region and passenger flows in the Adriatic-Ionian region. Then the next was the assessment of the hinterland connections in the region. The third one was on the legislation regarding the passenger transport, and the fourth was to determine the needs and the priorities of the ports to develop better and more efficient passenger transportation. And then the fifth and the sixth were on the scenarios and on the guidelines for the development of more sustainable transport in the area. So we together selected that the most important reports to be capitalized within the Captain project were the reports on the scenarios and the reports on the guidelines. Within the Captain project, our faculty, which was primarily focused also within the seaway on the ferry transportation and on the cruise transportation, we remained within the maritime transport and we focused on the ferry transport of the passengers. So what we did was the upgrade of the report on scenarios. So we did the focus on the ferry transport, and the focus of the guidelines for the development of more sustainable transport in the region was also focused on the ferry transport. What we started from the data that we collected within the Easy Way project, and we determined that the number of ferry passengers on the international routes is dropping. It's dropping by 3.8% on the international ferry routes, and also the cargo flows on the Ro-Ro ferries is also dropping. The ratio, for example, in 2013 was only 64% of the cargo transported in Ro-Ro ferry lines in 2006. So what we have done, this time we were focused also on the ferry operators, not only on the port authorities, and we have sent the questionnaire to ferry operators, but we had limited success. We were calling them, but still with limited success, so we needed to find another source of data. We used available data on the internet and tried to use some different connections to get some not published data from the ferry operators. We have extended the time series on passenger traffic in the area on the main cross-Adriatic ferry connections. In this way, we managed to remove the outliers from the time series that we had before, because it's always good to eliminate the years of crisis when doing such analysis. Okay, we have then searched for the best practices around Europe and further, and seek the possibilities to implement this in the Adriatic-Ionian region. Then we have explored and analyzed the European initiatives for attaining more sustainable transport. We have analyzed different regulations. We had searched for subsidies for ferry transport if they are existing in the international connections. We then searched for different ways of financing the international transport. And then we decided also to search for the measures that can affect the selection of the transport mode. What is the goal of our reports? The goal is to provide a basis on how to change the behavior of transport users, with different kind of measures and with different combinations of the measures. Another goal is to provide the guidelines how the efficiency of the existing ferry connections could be increased. Currently, we have a lot of very fragmented ferry market in the Adriatic-Ionian region, and it's very significant differences among the operators exist. So some kind of maybe merging or something like that is also the possibility. Then, of course, it is important to link the ferry lines with other transport mode to get the integrated public transport system, as the colleague was talking about it. So what we were doing, we were trying to find the possibilities how to connect all the transport modes in an efficient way. What are the main issues? We were focused on both on ferry ports and on ferry operators, and the main issues are that they all have to plan their resources in a better way. They have to do detailed analysis of past performance in order to find the possibilities for cost reduction. Money is always a limited resource, so it's very important to do the hierarchy of the needs, to rationalize the processes within the ports and within the ferry operators. We have listed different funding options, both for ferry ports and ferry operators, and of course also within the within the ports and within the ferry operators, they have to develop also some scenarios also by themselves to see to be more prepared for the future activities. That's all. Very quickly, all the reports will be available very soon, so I hope you will be interested to read them. I think now it's not a good moment to go into details what we have found out, but you will see everything in the reports. So.